Coach, they've won 11 straight on the road, 18-3 away from Oracle.
Mm-hmm.
Is it just they got 4 All-Stars, or is that a mentality? How do you do that?
Well, just the continuity of the program, continuity of the team. They know each other. Things don't change very much for them. They know what they're going to do. You know what they're going to do. Now you got to stop it, whether it's on the moon, Oracle, or Toronto, Air Canada Center, doesn't matter. They're going to do the same thing. And you know as a team and as a unit what you need to do to try to stop it. But then you got to go out and execute it. So that continuity travels. Their style of play travels. Their team travels well. They are who they are, whether they're Oracle on the road. And, again, the consistency of their team is special.
Looking back at your 11 losses, I'm sure the Golden State game in October stands out as one that you could have had, maybe should have had. What do you hope for a lot of the guys, the takeaway or the lesson from a game like that was?
The Miami game?
The Golden State game in October.
Oh, well, again, a lot of it, some of it is us getting used to what we were doing offensively, kind of, feeling a way. Are we playing that way? Is this good? Is it bad? Whatever. Is it real? Again, having confidence in what we were doing, how we're playing. And the other part of it was some pretty good daggone teams in San Antonio and Golden State. So, some of you woulda, coulda, shoulda. I thought we put ourselves in a position to win. Were we ready to do it offensively? I don't know. Were we as comfortable as understanding what we're trying to do? I looked at our film defensively also. We gave up so many easy buckets in both those games, and definitely the Golden State game, and the lack of physicality, the lack of crispness on our switching wasn't there, gave them angles to the basket. So there's a lot of things that I think we're doing better now than we were then earlier in the year, offensively and defensively, Josh. So hopefully we learn from early in the season of all the games that we played. And, the other night in Miami, there's so many lessons in that game. Hopefully we can learn from that too.
You guys have played them really tough over the years. I think 4 of the last 5 games decided by 6 points or less. Obviously easier said than done against a team like that, but what's it going to take to turn some of those narrow
Make shots. You got to score. You've got to score. There can't be lapses of scoring. That's how they get you, because they're going to be consistent. And like I said, their game travels well. Their offense travels. Their three-point shooters travel well. So you've got to be able to score. You have all the good intentions of stopping them or slowing them down, but against this team, you've got to score, and we've got to be consistent in our scoring and not turn the ball over. Like I said, I told our guys this morning, I'd rather throw the ball up in the 15th row than to give them a live ball turnover. At least Usher has to go up in the stands, get the ball, give it to the referee. The referee takes it out. Now you get your defense set. So they kill you with live ball turnovers, and we just got to make sure our defense starts with taking care of the ball.
Why do you think the matchup's been good for you guys? I remember they came in here a few years ago and blew you out of the building, and ever since then, it was
a back-to-back, I think,
yeah,
after Cleveland, and so right. Some of it was that. But again, I think our guys get excited about playing the top team in the league, the number 1 best record team in the league. You're the best shooter, the 2 shooters in the world. You should get excited.
Which 2 guys?
I don't know. I can't remember their name.
No, but they got 3, right?
Well, 3 best shooters in the world. One's a scorer. One's a scorer. I think Durant is more of a born scorer than he is a three-point shooter. He can shoot threes, but also too he's lethal in mid-range shots. And ask the analytical people about his mid-range game. So,
but why? You guys. There's some teams that you guys match up really well with. They seem to be one of them.
Well, again, matchups are good, but again, I think you've got to come out and get excited, motivated, and execute against this team defensively. And again, you got to be able to score. And luckily, we've had an opportunity to score in some of those games to keep it close.
You mentioned the other night that there's sometimes you're going to maybe rest a little bit as you progress in this offense, and that being at that game back in October, that was one of those nights where you guys late in the game, like you said, you kind of got the one-on-one stuff and it didn't work. Are the games against teams like this? I know the other night was a rout, but are the games against the elite teams in the league, is that when you kind of really study to see, are we doing this the way we need to? Because you guys made these changes for the playoffs when you're presumably going to be playing teams like this.
Yeah, and there's no question. And you measure yourself. I thought we did a good job the other night against Cleveland with moving the ball. I think we had 30-plus assists. I can't remember how many it was, but that's when you measure it. And tonight is going to be the same challenge. Again, are we going to be able to do it? Are we going to continue to move the ball against their switching? They're one of the best switching teams in the league. They got the personnel at the 5 and all positions to switch every positions, especially when Livingston comes in the game. So keep continuing the ball movement, the man movement against an elite defensive team as Golden State is a measuring stick from that standpoint, and for us. And whether it makes or break our season, I'm not going to say that because again we got a lot of games to go.
Sure.
But again to continue to get better with our offensive philosophy is moving the ball, shooting the 3. My thing also is always making the 3.
I know you're only halfway through, but is this the best team you've had?
Well, I would say it's a different type team. We don't have a lot of experience as far as our second unit, but I love their spirit. I love the energy they bring. So it's a different type. I think it's the best young group we've had. Our second unit collectively and consistent output with the second unit. So it's hard to say best team. We've had. I think we've played as well offensively and defensively as well this early as any team we've had. But to say the best is hard to say because I think the finals team that we had was pretty good defensively and had a good identity.
Although I think there's only 2 teams in the league with top 10 offenses and defenses. They're both playing here tonight.
Well, we don't know what we're doing. We kind of this old country school up north, and so it's that's the narrative. So we understand that, we accept that. So
offensively, though, they scored 125 at least 13 times. You guys have done it 9. They're 1 year 2. Are we witnessing sort of peak Raptor offenses or more?
I'm not going to say that. Again, it's a make or miss league. And when we're shooting the shots, we're pretty good. But the key is doing it consistently. You got to bring it every night, and that's what this team does. That's why our road record is so great. Is they're consistently good offensively. I mean, they're lethal offensively every night, and so that's the difference. Is you're surprised when they miss their three-point shots.
Coach, any update on Kyle?
He's questionable. Well, I would say, doubtful, but questionable is the word we want to use right now. But he's still not there yet and don't want to rush him back. And so I would say the word is questionable.
Serge amped up?
Serge should be amped up. He had a lot of rest.
Not too amped up.
Well, that's another good word. But Serge is a good person. I watch these games and I see LeBron put a forearm in a guy's chest last night. Same thing that happened between James and James Johnson and Serge. So again, it's a physical league. Guys are excited. There's a lot of meaningful games going on right now, whether it's conference games or whatever it is. So guys are excited, and I think that's good for the league, and as long as nobody's getting hurt. But you showing that type of passion is good, but you just got to control it and keep it under wraps.